Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan Metal video. In this video we are going to take a look at the explosive chain battle versus Super Janemba. So the advantageous categories are time limit, otherworld warriors and joined forces, and most of the best units are going to be Go tanks, Gogeta, and of course the fusing units, the legendary Goku and Vegeta Angel units. So those are going to be the best units that you can use. In terms of missions, they're all pretty straightforward, nothing we haven't seen before. You have the daily missions for attempting it 3 times. You have the missions for reaching 1 billion in total. You have the missions for your score, which can go all the way up to 100 million. And of course, we have the missions in regards to total attempts. Overall, there's some pretty good rewards for chain battles, so you're going to want to make sure that you get those units and get those scores in so that you can obviously achieve as many rewards as you can get. You get rewards for the whole way through, so there's really no need to not attempt. You should always be attempting. Then, in terms of the units that you're going to use to fill out your box, on the super side you're going to focus mainly on time limit units, being Go tanks, Gogeta, and of course the fusing LRs. Any unit that sparkles red will be a unit that you should select, and other than that you're going to want to try and focus on those fusion units. If you can't get them, your next best bet are Defenders of Justice and Joined Forces units. On the extreme side, you really want to focus on Otherworld Warriors units, as those are going to be the best units for you. However, of course, there's quite a limited number of units there, so your best bet's probably to go with a hybrid of Otherworld Warriors and Joined Forces units and time limit units, but you're really going to want to try and focus on mainly using as many Freezer units as you can. I believe that gives you the best linking kind of situation in terms of Wicked Bloodlines units and things like that. You obviously have a fair amount of shared links between all of them, so for the most part I definitely feel like you should be investing in the Freezer based units. You'll see there's quite a few units to select. You could go a margin route a little bit, or a little bit of Cell. Obviously Janemba does exist and is obviously a unit you could use, but realistically your best bet is going to be Freezer units. As you can see, we've got things like the Mecha Freezer and King Cold. We've got units like the Freezer and Army of the Dead. We've got Freezer and Gohan for a Joined Forces unit. So there's some Freezer units, and then you're going to want to fill up with cells. Units like the Cell GT or obviously the Otherworld Warriors cell will also help you out there. So once your supporters are set, your next step is going to be to move on to obviously selecting your attacker. Selecting your attacker is going to be basically the next part of your decision making, and it's probably the most important part in terms of decision making. So in terms of selecting your attacker, you want to choose a unit that is covered in that little red glow. The attacker does not need to link well with any of the other units. The attacker will not be linking in general, so you just want to choose a unit that has the most dupes, a unit that has the red advantageous bonus around them, and a unit that obviously you have the SA maxed of. There's no real telling, or we have no real method to know, at least within game, how the stats and the super attack level affect the damage, but you want to choose your best situation possible. So make sure that you choose a red sparkling unit. Once you're there, you're going to want to choose friends and obviously an appropriate support. In this case, you want to use a Gogeta as the support to link with the super side, as that's going to net you the best effect. You also want to have the Super Saiyan link active, which will help out a lot. On the extreme side, we're looking for a Freezer unit, so you're going to want to use one of your Otherworld Warriors Freezers, hopefully to link up with a friend's Otherworld Warriors Freezers. Remember, you can always click the details screen to see what your point score is, and that should give you some indication of what score you're going to get. However, it doesn't take into account things like rainbow units, SA levels, and just some other factors. So the next step obviously is to choose the units. As I always suggest, I suggest putting it down to 1 time speed. That's going to give you a little bit more time to react, and it's going to give you the ability to slow down and make the correct decision at least in terms of which units to select. So obviously you're going to power up, you're going to then slow down, and here you will select your units. You want to choose them quickly, so try and focus on choosing Gogeta units, as that will give you the most links, and then secondarily Gotenks units, and then finally just whatever freezes are on the board. You can go Gogeta, Gotenks or something like that. It's better than just randomly grabbing a freezer. And then once you're done, the unit will charge up. If you have enough ki, it'll say they have enough ki. If you did not manage to get enough links, then your attack will fail. But once you hit the unit, you should get your damage. Here we got 102 million, which is a nice starting point because it basically clears out all of these score target missions, which is a pretty good starting place in terms of making sure we get all our missions done. Obviously, you want to try and improve on your score, so you can keep in mind all the factors you took into account. You can send friend requests, or you can try and change some things up on your selection side for the very next one. I think on this side we could have improved in selecting our links. I think having a Gogeta and the 2 LRs threw out 1 or 2 of our links. If we look at the bottom there, could also possibly have selected slightly faster, which would have helped us out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You will then receive a ranking, and that ranking will also determine whether you receive some premium currency at the end of the ultimate chain battle. But that's realistically it. We can check what missions we have achieved, and you'll see we did all of these score missions, which is a nice starting point, especially off the very first attempt. But that's going to be it from me, guys. Leave a comment if you need any further assistance, and as always, stay safe. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care and bye.